When we first arrived to Ecuador, we knew it was going to be a special time. From the warm people that we would meet, to the breathtaking scenery, to the view from our balcony. I knew that it was just going to be a place that I would treasure and remember forever. And I'm so glad Ecuador truly became our home, because as a new mom, especially at that time, I really needed some grounding going through motherhood and postpartum and all of those things. I was really happy to not just have a physical space to call home, and also just a mental and spiritual presence that I felt where I lived in Quito. But life for my family and I has always been about chapters, and unfortunately, the chapter of us living in Ecuador has closed and we are on to the next adventure. If you have not been keeping up with this channel, we moved to Germany, and I have in fact been sharing a little bit of what that has looked like for us so far, and clearly we have some missing puzzle pieces in the mix as well. We are in our home, and I can't wait to share more about what that process has looked like for us, and also how settling in has been going so far. But back to the question at hand. The question I have been getting a lot more recently, especially with the shift in content on this channel, and that is, why did we move out of Ecuador? Especially because I have openly spoken about how I've enjoyed my time there on this channel. And the truth is, all the sentiments that I've shared in the past still reign true to this day. And despite our love for Ecuador and all of the people that I had the chance to meet and become friends with, our time in any one country, whether that be Ecuador, Morocco, India, the United States, or even here in Germany, we are a part of a bigger story. And if you don't know this already, my husband works for the Foreign Service. We have a couple of videos, if not more than one, here on this channel describing what that looks like in detail for him and answering frequently asked questions, so definitely check out that video. But that's really it. I always talk about how we move first for the job, and then second for the place and the lifestyle. And truthfully, that can be difficult at times. I always feel like when I move to a new country, it's hard. The transition is hard. The settling into a place is hard, especially now with our toddler. This moving here to Germany is actually the first place that we have moved to with a toddler. My husband and I moved to Ecuador. I was actually pregnant and early in the pregnancy stage, so that move wasn't as complicated as this one felt. And although this one felt difficult, it was still good. It has just taken a little bit more time for me in particular to adjust. And so, yeah, despite moving for the job first, that does not necessarily mean that life and its many transitions with this lifestyle is easy, especially for the family members in this scenario like myself and my son as well. And I'll say that leaving what we built in Ecuador wasn't easy. Obviously, we are in a really beautiful home here in Germany, but I grew to absolutely love and adore my home in Ecuador. I mean, that view, honey, you could not beat that view every morning starting from 6 a.m. I had my routine set. I had my favorite parks. I even had my favorite little restaurants that I eventually would frequent with my little one. And despite the concerns of rising crime and danger and things like that, I was in my own world, in my own bubble. While maintaining that situational awareness, I felt like I was settling. I had settled, and it was, as it always has been, very hard to pick it all up again and move again. But we're here and it has been good so far, rewarding so far. I've done a lot. And I can't wait to share more about what that looks like again in future videos. But this video is still about Ecuador. Ecuador still holds a place in my heart, and I hope that I'm able to return. I hope that I'm able to return to all the places that I've lived in, but in particular, I hope that I'm able to return to Ecuador, because with having a little one at the time, there was so much exploring that I didn't get a chance to do. And of course, during the time that we lived in Ecuador, there was so much happening politically, socially, that prevented us from moving around as much as I would have liked to. So with all of these different factors and other factors, of course, I didn't get to do as much as I wanted to within our 2+ years being and living and existing in Ecuador. So I definitely have to go back, and I can't wait to do that one day. To you all out there in the world who have supported my journey with all the different countries we've lived in, but in particular Ecuador, I just want to thank you so much for joining me on that journey and supporting my family and I as we navigated challenges and successes and different things during our time in Quito. All I keep thinking about is there is so much more I wanted to do and I can't wait to go back. I already said this. I'm a broken record, but thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for your care and your kindness. I hope that my videos were in fact able to serve you well. I'm still trying to figure out what content looks like on this channel. I've been very vlog heavy as of late. But I also like just talking to the camera as well. So let me know what types of videos you would like to see of our time here in Germany. Those of you who are still rocking with me, even with this content change, this kind of niche change, let me know what you'd like to see. Would you like to see more of us as a family doing everyday things? Would you like more tips and tricks? You know, your girl can sit down. I can sit down and spit some facts, plan a good video for you out like this, but I also enjoy taking you all on the adventures that we go through too, the daily adventures of motherhood, of my son and I hanging out at home, navigating life outdoors as well. I'm looking outside, y'all. Germany's weather is not Ecuador's weather right now. I know that it will change. I know that this cold will get better. The list can be long of things that I can talk about regarding my life here, and also comparing differences in life in the places that I've lived in so far. So let me know your questions and I will get to answering them. I'm just happy to sit down again, like to have a space-ish of where I can film. Makes me happy. We have a little office area that still has to be furnished. So let me know too, if you are a German viewer or somebody that lives here in Germany, has some ideas about Germany, let me know some good places to pick up some furniture, because I have a couple of places in my home that still need furniture. We have no pictures up. We are still fresh in this space, but I'm happy to be here. And although yes, again, sad that we are kind of starting over again, I am one for adventure, but that doesn't mean that I'm not sad and sort of mourning my past lives, my past life in particular in Ecuador. So just be patient with me as I navigate what that looks like for me and my family, and yeah, get some furniture and some pictures up in this space too, because I needed to feel like home. It's not home yet, but I know that we'll get there.